Okay, this morning I'd like to start out by just simply talking about perseverance. And, God's blessings show up in times where we least expect it, especially for those that are perseverant, that stay the course through hard times, trying times, that come out victorious of a plateau or whatever it may be. But I'm reminded in John chapter 20, where after Christ's been crucified and the apostles one night had locked themselves into a room because they seen what happened to Christ, and they so did not want to be punished like he was, and they were afraid that they would be caught and also treated that way, and they knew that the leaders would probably be after them. And as they were in this room all locked up and fearful and full of anxiety and talking about what just happened and how their master had been here and did all these miracles, and now he's no longer here, and it just seemed like everything had been ripped to shreds right out from under them. And as they were contemplating and talking about everything and trying to figure out what's their next move, what do they do now? They're lost. They didn't have their leader anymore, except they did. They just didn't know it. It says, and all of a sudden, Jesus appeared unto them in that room. He did not open the door, unlock it. He didn't break it down. He didn't break a window. He didn't smash a hole through the wall. He just appeared through locked doors. There he stood in front of them with a physical looking like body that had the scars on his hands and his side. He was there. My point with bringing this out, you guys all know that story, is to say this is nothing can stop. That was a blessing for him to show up to them. That was a huge, huge, huge blessing for them. Nothing can stop his blessings. We have seen where he walked through locked doors to get to the people he wanted to get to get to the people he wanted to bless. So my challenge for us is to understand that principle. But then as we understand that, we don't sit around waiting. We do what needs to be done. We give it our absolute best with what we have. We take the talents that we have and we multiply them. We turn it into profits, or we put it in the bank so at least it would draw interest. We take what we have and make the most of it. That is what we are called to do, is to take what was given to us and make the absolute most that we can possibly make out of it. The blessings of all of a sudden having better health, all of a sudden having better finances, whatever it is that we have need of, we can see can show up through locked doors. We sometimes think every door is locked around us. Everything is shut down. Everything is closed up. There's no way for us to move forward. My last opportunity was just ripped away from me. Not at all. Don't allow yourself to go into despair of what the enemy thinks he has you destroyed. He does not have you destroyed. It just looks like it. You see, if we didn't have the sixth sense, we would believe what the other five senses tell us. When our eyes say there's no way out, and every sense that we have, physical sense, tells us we're done. The sixth sense understands that there's something more yet that we can't put a finger on. We can't feel it. We can't experience it. It's just there. It's something that can support us. It's something that can protect us. When we feel like we're unprotected, we feel like we are vulnerable, like we are at the bottom of the pile and there's just nothing else to do. There's no place to go. All opportunity has been ripped out. Everything is done. That's where the enemy wants you. But, sometimes if we've been perseverant and been working hard, sometimes that's where the miraculous happens. Sometimes that's where the blessing walks through locked doors. When it looks like there is no way possible, it shows up in the last minute. And it shows up in a way that we know it wasn't any human doing it. Otherwise, we might give human the credit for it, or we might try to take credit for it ourselves. But it's not us. However, we must do what we know to do where we're at. We must give it our absolute all in whatever we're doing. And that's when Jesus walks through locked doors, and nobody can figure out how he got there in that type of body. But he just did. He just showed up. So my challenge for us this morning is to know that there's nothing except our own unbelief that can stop the blessings of God, that can stop the blessings that are prepared for us. But something that will help us is to give it all that we've got with what we have where we're at. That will help us immensely. That will certainly help us get to that next level quicker. And when the blessing shows up, we're prepared to take full advantage of it. We can take it to that next level. We can go much faster if we prepare ourselves. Sometimes people don't prepare at all. They're just waiting on the blessing, and when it shows up, they don't recognize it. It looks like a problem, and they don't recognize that it's a blessing, actually. And so they view it as yet another problem. But the person that prepares himself sees the blessing as a blessing, not a problem. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Make it a great day, and do me a favor. Don't ever settle for less than who you are. May God bless you.